Hello and welcome to week 12 in psychology seminar. This week, then we have Thanksgiving, nothing going on there. 2 more weeks and the semester is done. So we're in the final laps here of our semester. So for week 12, we have some cool information to go over. I put together the 3 R's of being a great psychology student and a great psychologist. The reading, writing, and arithmetic, but reading, writing, and arithmetic of psychology. And what that refers to is reading the literature, which is what we refer to as the body of knowledge published in psychology journals, writing clearly, efficiently, and in APA format, which is the American Psychological Association format. And finally, how we use statistics, the math of it, these 3 areas. So we start off with reading the literature, and we find the literature, the body of knowledge that we have of psychology, is published in professional journals. Now, one of the best sources, I'm in Brightspace now, one of the best sources of journals in psychology is actually the APA itself, of which almost all of you right now are a member of. You go to the APA website and it opens up here, and then here's the discover the 54 divisions of the APA. You view all the divisions and there they are, all of those. Now let's look at an example of one to see what it is about here. We have American Psychology and Law. I know a lot of you have expressed an interest in forensic psych and you're looking forward to taking that this coming spring. But here we are in the actual APA website for the American Psychology Law Society, and they have a website and they have a journal. And so let's look at their website, Division 41. Opens up here, and there's their American Psychology Law, graduate programs, job listing, all kind of newsletter. They have their own president. They have a Facebook site. They're on Twitter. Talk about connecting. That's pretty cool. Now, if we go back to their spot on the APA website here, we can go visit their publication. This is the journal in which the cool issues of the Psychology Law Society are found. So we can go ahead and click on that. Okay, here we are with the Law and Human Behavior Journal. And you can see a little bit about, you can read a sample article, you can look at that. And subscriptions, we find out in pricing information that this would cost you we have confirmation here, a APA student affiliate can join these divisions, $102. And you think about it, if you were really going to get into one of these topics and you really saw that as your future career field, it's sort of like an investment. Go for a year, get a year's worth of journals and see if that's the kind of work that you're interested in doing. So, very well. So that's one way to get access to journals. The more common way is to use our library. And our library subscribes to the EBSCO database. Now, until I prepared this, I didn't know what EBSCO standard for. I'd always guessed it was like educational bunker, just social connectedness. I don't know. I didn't know what it meant. It means Elton B. Stevens Company. It's the person who put this together. It's the world's largest and most authoritative online collection of resources. If you click on that icon right there, you will visit the resources page at the KVCC library and reach out to our very friendly librarians, Barbara and Stephen, who will help you immensely on how to use the EBSCO database and how to use every aspect of the library. So you're going to be, in the assignment for this week, I'm going to have you look at the divisions, find a cool division that you're interested in, look up some of the topics related in that division, get an idea of what you'd like to learn about, and then go to the EBSCO database and find a real solid, real good, peer-reviewed article. So there's that. Now the next skill is writing, and this refers to APA style, and you've probably heard that phrase before. Whether you're familiar with it or not, APA style stands for American Psychological Association, and it is the publishing standard for people who want to publish in these journals. The way they have to format their paper, how they cite references, how they cite other people's work, how they place tables, all of that. It's a very, very exacting process so that the articles all look the same. What differentiates them is their content. And so you'll be learning about that particular format throughout all the classes that you take in this program. You're going to encounter that format. Whenever you use information that actually is somebody else's information, it belongs to them, you need to give them credit. So you will be writing in-text citations within the body of your work and that refer to a references page, not works cited, that's another format. Not bibliography, that's yet another format. This is called references, just right at the top. And that last page of your paper lists the resources in APA format. Now, the best source of information on APA format is, of course, the APA style manual. And there is a concise guide to APA style that you can purchase. It's like $20-something if you're an APA member, and they may have them in the bookstore. The other source that you can go to is the online writing lab at Purdue University. It's a very, very well organized resource for well, they made it available for everybody. It's like the de facto go-to place for quick referencing and whatnot. I use both. I have the book, and I have the OWL website. And so when I don't have the book handy, or the book doesn't have a clear, or I can't find the answer in the book, then I will go to the OWL website to figure out how to do citations. Because I'm going to be asking you in this week's assignment to cite your reference in appropriate APA format. And it's highly detailed. Okay, the last part is mathematics here, and we talk about statistics and the difference between statistics and other kinds of math. And I think I might have done a pretty good job of relating the notion that psychology, unlike mathematics itself, unlike some sciences, unlike biology or geology or something like that, that we don't really prove anything. We gather evidence that allows us to say there's not nothing going on, there's something going on. There is a relationship here, and here's some evidence for that relationship. And that build that body of knowledge of article after article, of research after research, builds up what we know about human beings. We're quirky to study. There's always a, well, depends, right? If somebody's going to be in a particular situation, you can never really predict it 100%, but we can get close. And it's that ability to predict the probability of something happening. If we know, for instance, that there's a tragedy that happens in a town, a child in the school commits suicide, there are metrics that we can put that through that look at the size of the school, the age, all that stuff, and it will give us a rough estimate about how many counselors are going to be needed to put into action in that situation. A colleague of mine was actually one of the responding psychologists at the when the shooter went into the elementary school a few years back, and he told me about that metrics, how many counselors they had to put together. Part of the Army Medical Corps does this intervention team, and he put in the calculations about how many psychologists needed to go to there, and in order to meet the needs. So that's how we use the probability. Did they send too many? Too few? But there's at least a way to estimate that, so they can meet the need in such a tragedy. That's one of the ways that we use these statistics here. You will be learning about statistics as you read your articles, and you're going to come across them, and you're going to take statistics for psychology. And the two types of statistics that we use, descriptive and inferential statistics, are explained in this neat little video. Probably this lady goes right through, bang, all the different topics, almost all the different topics in statistics. Really, really well done. I bet she's an awesome teacher. And so that's the work for this week. You will be doing a discussion on descriptive and inferential statistics. You can read about that. And then the assignment. This is a written assignment. And what I'm going to be looking for is a title page in APA format. So you have to look up how to do that. At the top of the second, that's the first page, on top of the second page, you write the reference. That's the citation of the article in APA format. Everything's double spaced. Hanging indent. You're going to have to look that up. Make sure the first line goes all the way to the left, and then every subsequent line is indented. It's like the reverse of a paragraph. And that's how you want to cite your reference. On page 2, you're going to copy the abstract, which is a structure within, a summary at the beginning of all these articles that sort of summarizes the whole article. It's a great way to get a feel for an article before you read the whole thing. And then on page 3, you got title page, then you have the reference page. And then on page 3, you're going to summarize, you're going to name the APA division that you got this idea from and the original idea, because you might not have found exactly what you were looking for. But then I want you to summarize what you learned from the article. And I want you to write about any statistics that you found being displayed in there. Just write about them. Like, this is what it was. I have no idea what it means, but this is what they reported. And that would be and what I will do when I grade it is, and all that is there, is I will comment on that area to tell you what those statistics mean. So it's a little back and forth. They're giving me the example from your article to tell you about what those statistics mean. So that's it for this week. And looking for this is kind of an exciting, getting into the real APA stuff here. And the reading, writing, and arithmetic of the field of psychology. I will see you then.